Hey traders, and welcome back to IFX Success. And let's talk about the new breaker that we're going to have. Is going to be the reversal breaker. And why is it reversal breaker? Is because sometimes reversal entries are the ones that actually give us the most, right? And yes, we do want to get at the best price, but making sure that we're entering in the right direction, of course. So the reversal breaker is again optional when you want to enter. It's just giving you, of course, an anticipation of an entry before you get an actual order block. So right over here, you're going to find the reversal breaker, and this is the regular breaker, okay? So the reversal breaker is going to be based on the source candle, which is used to draw the order block, okay? So the source candle is very important because that's like a lowest candle based on, for the move, for that current move. So basically, it's very simple. And how we're going to use it is that when the source candle gets broken, a candle closes above or below, then we were gonna look for an entry, right? So right over here, we have a candle that closed above our source candle, and then the entry has to be above that breaker candle, right? You cannot enter over here because why are we doing this? Is because we have to take cautious on this, because if we're in a strong trend, the market can give us this and then keep on going lower and lower. So we have to make sure that we actually going above the breaker candle. And of course, we would have to make sure that at least the 4-hour candle is going in our direction. So right over here, we had an entry, and then if I draw a line over here, if you can tell, it acted as a support right over here. And so this is 1 hour. So I'm gonna be looking reversal breakers only on the 1 hour time frame. I really don't suggest you using the reversal breaker, using it on smaller time frames, because it is not going to work. It is going to give you a lot of false entry. So right over here, we have an entry on Australian dollar based on the 15-minute one, 15-minute reversal breaker. So let me just go to the 15 minutes. So we got here a reversal breaker. I entered right over here, which I had to wait really to break this breaker candle, but the reason I entered was because my daily candle was actually going bullish. So this is really strong, it's really nice. And this right over here, we have our order block. So if we wait for our order block, which sometimes we do, and sometimes it might just give us a way too late of an entry when the cycle might be ending. So I really sometimes don't suggest, like for example, let's say 15 minutes, right over here, this is our reversal breaker entry. This is our regular breaker, and if you can tell, this was the end of the cycle. So if you would have entered right over here, then you really would have gotten a chance to grab a lot of pips. Then you would have been able to grab more pips on this reversal breaker right over here, okay? So 15 minutes, I really suggest only using 15 minutes if you're going with the daily candle and if you're following a current breaker, right? So on this Australian dollar, pretty much what I'm following is the 1 hour breaker, and then we also have a bullish breaker right over here on the daily, which is actually quite old. It's like 500 pips away from that breaker away. But my only good thing about this is that I have a daily candle which is going bullish. My 1 hour is bullish. So in order for me to enter on here, it could be a small trade, but at least I know that maybe I can get out here at the top Bollinger, or maybe the 1 hour Bollinger. But at least I know that I'm entering on later, before, instead of following my regular breaker in here. So now you have two types of entry, which you can decide which one would you like to enter. So let's say yesterday, if we're gonna use the 1 hour breaker, reversal breaker, yesterday we had a 1 hour on couple of pairs which were trending, and then this was of course, we had a downtrend, and then this was our reversal breaker right over here, and the entry would have to be right over here. So let's take a look at another pair right now, just to kind of see what's going on. So over here on dollar CAD is the same exact thing as Australian dollar, okay? So this is dollar CAD M15. This is the reversal breaker right over here. This is my order block over here. So if I would have waited for this order block, then my entry would have been way too late. So the only reason I entered was why? Because I'm going with the 1 hour bearish breaker, I'm going with the daily bearish breaker, I'm going with the daily bearish candle, right? So to me, that's like a stronger force. So I enter right over here and I'm already 11 pips. But if I will have to wait for this breaker right over here, well, you can already tell it might be too late. Of course, you know, it's good to wait for it if you want to be more conservative, but sometimes we do get late entries on that. Okay, so right over here yesterday under the 1 hour we had a reversal breaker, so right over here, and we also had a closed breaker, which was actually quite good. It was actually quite good. So when they're together, sometimes they happen at the same time. That's like the cherry on the top. Okay, so yesterday we had, this was our breaker candle that broke this, right? So we will have to enter right a candle that goes below this candle, and as a minimum we need the 4 hour candle going in our direction. So the market went up a little bit and then eventually just kept on going lower and lower and lower. So if you want to wait for the regular breaker, you could do that. So your first entry would have been over here, and your second entry would have to be here when the second breaker happens. Okay, so you know, again, it's just sometimes an anticipation of an entry. So let's say I want to get something out of this one and then leave some remaining open, then I could do that, right? Pound yen, we have pound yen doing the same thing. Yesterday we had a 1 hour breaker and then also a regular breaker, reversal breaker and regular breaker. So again, if they happen at the same time, this is like thumbs up, and then take a look at the market, how the market just went all the way up. So I had a couple of entries. Unfortunately, it was too late on my side that I didn't let them run. I hate leaving some trades running because then I won't be able to sleep. But at least we're gonna be able to grab some pips. So take a look in here on pound dollar 1 hour. So pound dollar 1 hour had an entry as well. We have here our reversal breaker. This was a reversal, the breaker entry, the breaker candle. We will have to enter right after, right? And the market came down a little bit and then eventually just kept on going higher and higher to the top of the Bollinger. So if we would have waited for this breaker, which was really far away, then you know the entry would have been over here, which again, we always want the best price. We just have to be really, really careful because it could happen that it could be a fake entry, right? So right over here we have our reversal order block and a regular order block, and this acts as a support. But as you're able to tell, look how many candles we had inside this order block right over here, right? It's been inside here. We have a daily candle and we have a 4 hour candle that is bullish. So sometimes we just have to be really careful when we want to sell and anticipate a sell just because we want to sell, you know, because we say, oh wait, maybe the market is already about to turn. But really get that extra confirmation that you need in order for you to enter on that, you know, to entry. Let me see what else. So yeah, we had a couple of nice entry yesterday, which we just pretty much had to wait and see what was going on. So this Australian dollar, I just have to wait. Maybe if it gets to the top of this order block over here, maybe I'll get out. But at least I'm going with my daily candle, which is way stronger than my 4 hour candle, right? So just take that in mind. You know, like I said, the reversal breakers, please use them only on 1 hour. Wait, you know, once you get your 1 hour alert, then what you're going to do is wait until you actually see that a candle is going below that that candle, right? Because if I give you more examples, let me just kind of go back a little bit. Take a look in here. We have had another breaker over here, reversal breaker. The only way we could have had enter, it has to be when a candle goes above this breaker candle, right? So you see we got a breaker, but the market stayed below. Only when a candle goes above there, then that's when we can actually enter. I'm going to tell you another one over here, pound dollar. If I go back a little bit, it's going to be the same exact thing. We just have to wait for that because it's that extra confirmation. We're entering way at the top, in which that we can get a fake entry. So right over here we have our reversal pound dollar entry, right? So this was our breaker candle right over here, and we're not gonna enter as soon as it closes. We have to wait until we actually see a candle going below. So right over here, you're able to tell the market when stayed above it, and then once it actually goes below, and then our 4-hour candle as a minimum is going our direction, we would enter and then take a look at how the market it behaved very nicely. If we would have waited for a regular order block, then yes, it could have been a valid entry as well, but we just have fewer pips to enter. The entry would have been right over here, which it really didn't yes, of course it was nice, right? Because it still gave us a lot of pips, but it's also nice to enter a little bit higher to get a better price, right? But the only rule that I really suggest is only entering on 1 hour. I'm going to be using that only on 1 hour and nothing else. And 15, I'm going to be using it only if I'm going with the daily candle and actually following a breaker, an actual breaker going in that direction. Okay, all right, traders, so I leave you with this. I hope you understand it. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know, and just join the Telegram channel where we can discuss more of the trades and actually just keep on learning more and more. All right, traders, I will see you